Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel. My name is Jerry, and we are on Coldborough Park Farm. This is episode number 13, and we are off to do a couple of different things today. Probably our big chore for today is going to be baling. You might remember in Coldborough Park Farm episode number 12, we mowed. I went ahead and tethered and raked off camera just to get that done because obviously we had covered those tasks in quite detail on wall folds, and I'm trying not to duplicate things as best as I can, but you know something, we do have a story to tell, and we're going to do that as best as we can without leaving out huge chunks, because obviously we are raising a large number of livestock on this map. This is the primary map that we're raising livestock on, and so we need to cover this stuff. Now, just got off the phone a few minutes ago with the store, with the equipment store, and I had indicated to them that I was looking for an IT runner trailer and a slurry, basically a slurry container, because as we basically begin harvesting, once we get crops ready to harvest, we're basically going to want to take advantage of our large reserves of liquid slurry, as well as solid manure as well, most likely. And so, yeah, so they hooked us up with this deal here. And I believe, well, the IT runner, this is just a normal IT runner available in the store, but this is a mod. This is available in the Giants Mod Hub. It's a slurry container. It sells for 13,672 pounds. It holds 44,350 liters of black gold. And if we just kind of look at it really quick, there's some pretty cool features with it. It's obviously got some eye candy on it, which obviously I like. I like to see nice detail, different things. And obviously it's got a valve there. I believe it has some lights on it as well, which may or may not come in handy. Yeah, it looks like some lights up there at the top. There is a battery there, so we'll let's see, can we get up there? Light on, off. Oh, there they go. There's the lights on. Okay, so, and then we will just very quickly turn the lights off, and we'll get back in our tractor and get this thing out of here so that we can get on to bigger and better things. Also, believe it or not, I got another phone call today from the folks that run the biogas facility. They are looking for material for chaff, obviously, for their biogas facility. And so we are probably, as soon as we get this, as soon as we get the hay and the grass baled, so this game day, still in the first game day of summer, so early summer, we will probably do some early crop foraging. So probably use the biogas facility has all the equipment that we would need to be able to do this job, to do these tasks. So we have a couple of cornfields ourselves that we are willing to go ahead and probably cut for the biogas facility. And in addition to, there is another farmer here local, just actually down the highway here, pretty close to the biogas facility itself, that is also looking to hire us to cut his field and haul that to the biogas facility. So what we're going to basically do is we're going to pay that gentleman for access to his fields, and we'll do all the harvesting and everything on his behalf, and just pay him ourselves. And then of course we will reap the demands, or reap the benefits is the word I'm actually looking for. We'll reap the benefits when the biogas facility pays us. So we're actually just going to drop this down here in our lot. that we have here, and then go and do our other tasks that we want to do today. So yeah, we're just kind of parking things here in this field, just kind of some of the stuff that is big and long and, well, kind of hard to move around. So that's what we do here. So hope you all are having a wonderful, wonderful day. You're watching this episode on Monday, so I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I know I certainly did. And so yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to go down here and grab the round baler on the JCB. So we've got the square baler is ready to go. We had one of our hands set that up for us, and so we're going to connect up our round baler here, because obviously we are running low on silage bales, and we want the round baler and not the straw blower. And just like that. So in recent days, I've had a lot of folks comment about the fact that they have been watching some of the old episodes of Goldcrest Valley, and we're actually going to park this here, because what I want to do is we're going to get out of this rig and we're going to go get in our square baler, and we're going to move the square baler down to the field down below, because we want to actually do some square bells of grass, because we need to get our grass bells for our sheep, and for our cows. Actually, we can feed our sheep hay, and so that is what we will do. But I went ahead and cut both of these and just rake these as grass. So this big field here is hay, and the other one is as well. But what I wanted to do was just go ahead and unfold this, turn this guy on, and go ahead and drop the pickup and start baling this grass here. And then once we get, I'd say probably anywhere from a dozen, maybe 20 bales, I'm not sure what we'll get out of this field, then that should be sufficient for grass. We just need to make sure that we have enough for now, and if we need to, there's a ton of grass on this map, obviously, and there's farmers that will basically almost give us the yield from the fields if we're willing to bring in our equipment and mow it and rake it and everything, and basically leave the field very much as we found it, with the exception of giving it a nice good crew cut. But anyway, some of you guys have chimed in. You've gone back, you've watched some of the old Goldcrest Valley episodes that I was doing, the role play and stuff, as I reach over and turn my heater off because I'm sweating here, and you'd like to hear a little bit more of that. So I am going to try to, as best as I can, kind of ease back into some role play stuff, so just to kind of make things a little bit interesting to you. One gentleman, won't mention any names, had brought to my attention that I was speaking a lot about maps and stuff that wasn't necessarily related to the map that I was playing, so I do apologize, obviously, for that. I will just say that, I do love to talk, I guess, and I also like to share information, share news and such, so I will still obviously be doing that as I have things to talk about, because obviously we're going to have a lot of information, I think, will be coming very soon, hopefully very soon, out of cattle and crops and stuff like that, so I'll want to bring that to you. And of course, I'll also be bringing you cattle and crops, the early release gameplay here on this channel, so you will get to see that live, and well, not live, but well, sometimes live, But anyway, we obviously have, this is a working farm. This is an active working farm here in Coldborough Park. And so we've got, we're coming into, our next game day will be midsummer. And we have a lot to do. We have a lot to do. We have a lot of fields that need to be obviously harvested and taken care of. And of course, we are raising dairy cows. We have a large dairy facility here, and pigs, and of course, our wonderful money-making sheep. And thankfully, that wool that we were able to get from the sheep went a long ways towards paying for that the IT runner trailer, which obviously was brand new, and then the slurry storage container. So the way I kind of see that working is that most likely, as we accumulate more of that black gold, we will obviously be taking that out to the field. We will need to buy a slurry sprayer of some sort. Won't go large, but also we're not going to go super tiny either, just because we'll find something in the middle that I think will fit us both, or fit our needs, as far as having something that's mid-size, good enough capacity that we can cover quite well, but also not so big that we can't maneuver it around, because we do have still quite small fields here on this map, and so let me just get this last little bit here, and I have no idea how many bells that we took out of this field, but I think we're all right. So we will go ahead and unload this bell here. And let me just kind of take a look here. A look-see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's pull another 5. Let's do another 5 grass bells out of this field. Try not to take the gate out. And then we'll bring the round baler in and finish this up with round bells that we will wrap for silage. Of course, we can also wrap the hay bales as silage as well. But obviously I don't want to make so much grass, because we're not going to be able to feed grass to any of the animals once winter comes on. Of course, our grass will stop growing also as well, as it does, but at least we'll have enough here. And I'm thinking that, where are we? 1, we've got 2, 3, that's 4 and 5 coming out. Just go ahead and finish this up here like this. And what we will do is we'll move our square baler down here and park it right here for now. And since it's just us, we've got to run up the hill. Our fields are in good shape. Everything is, like I said, progressing nicely. Obviously, due to the seasons mod being sort of the condition that it's in, work in progress, beta, all that good kind of stuff, it still has that small issue where basically we only have to fertilize, or it only accepts fertilize one time. It doesn't actually consume any fertilizer. So hopefully that's going to get addressed in in a future fix. All right, try not to run over Bessie there. She's been a good milk producer for us. Of course, as we begin our harvest season, we will be taking on some additional assistance, some additional help, things such as I forgot about the auto or the unload. Let's see, let me just cheat right quick. I need to find out what that's why. So we will be taking on some additional help. We need to have basically all different types of farm hands. We'll obviously need farm hands to drive our tractors with tippers and help do some other things as well. So hang on, auto, left shift, no, that's left shift H. I wonder why. There we go. We gotta actually turn it on. Okay. If I were any smarter tonight, I might be actually dangerous. Yeah, I've got this set up for auto empty, and it will do it at 3 seconds. And then it closes, so how fancy is that? And what we're really looking to do here is we're looking to produce enough round bells. It doesn't have to be grass, but enough round bells to handle what we think our silage needs are going to be, at least for the short term. We can always cut more grass later in the summer or even in the fall season, just before winter sets in. So obviously we will do a full inventory of what our hay and silage needs are. One thing that the biogas facility did tell us, that for our hard work, and of course they're going to be paying us as well, but for our hard work, if we're interested, we can take a small portion of the silage for our farm needs if we would like to. And we've yet to negotiate how much that would be, but that could always be something that we would take into consideration for winter time anyways. That way we can just bring that up from the BGA and have that here, and then use that in bulk form for our total mixed rations. Here's a few little scraggly pieces over here. We'll grab that. And we'll head down towards the bottom there and grab that pile down there. And that should be all of the grass in this field. And then we will start baling that other field. And thankfully our baler is smart enough to just go from grass pass right into hay without too much problem. It was nice to have that. There was a square bell wrapper in FS15. That was nice. Of course, that Corona big baler was also nice. That round baler that would also do wrap silage bales, and it would just, you know, wrap as you wrap and auto unload as you move along. You didn't have to stop and mess about with it. Of course, all these bales will most likely be at the bottom of the hill, waiting for us to wrap, but that's all right. We can chase them. We can chase them just fine. So as I mentioned in my Saturday episode, if you guys are, because I know that some of, not everyone watches both of my series. Some of you guys watch Coldborough Park Farm and you don't watch Law Folds, and some folks watch Law Folds and they don't watch Coldborough Park Farm. But if you didn't catch my Law Folds episode on Saturday, I did announce that I am gearing up to start up the Grizzly Bear Sims multiplayer server. I'm going to be setting that up with Stevie's Pine Cove Farm map, and we will be playing it with a select number of mods. Not going to go too crazy with mods. Don't worry, you're not going to have to download 118 different mods, maybe about 105, but no, just joking. Probably somewhere a little more than a dozen, no more than two, is going to be what I'm going to tell you. But right now, I've got about 10 mods installed. Things like GPS mod, things like drive control, the important stuff. And we may have a few pieces of modded equipment, but for the most part, I think Giants, the default equipment, especially in 17, is all really nice, and I think is more than enough for a multiplayer server. It's not that I'm opposed to having mods on the multiplayer server. It's just that I don't want it to become a big hassle for folks that want to join. I don't want you to have to spend, hours downloading mods and all this kind of stuff just to be able to join in the fun. But yet, I do know that a number of you enjoy playing with certain mods. A number of you, even including myself, have kind of grown to depend on, like, drive control, for example. Or depend on GPS mods. So those will be mods that will definitely be featured on the multiplayer server. And also, don't worry, you're not going to have to go chasing for mods and all the different mod sites and stuff. We will have everything nice and neat for you to access and download should you choose that you want to play, and I hope that you will. So if you are interested, just please make sure that you are a subscriber of the channel. This is a benefit that I am providing out of my own pocket change, and would like for you to be a subscriber of the channel if you're going to come and have fun with us. And then also, I do need you to go and sign up for a free account if you haven't already over at the 3 Dudes Gaming Network. You'll find the link down below the video in the notes section of the video, and sign up for a free account, because that's how I will be communicating things. As a matter of fact, that's I've got a forum thread that I set up on January the 31st. So if you go and you look for that thread, it's down in my section. It's under the Grizzly Bear Sims media zone. And if you'll just reply to that thread and let me know that you're interested in multiplayer fun, then I will send you the access information on how to join the multiplayer server. The multiplayer server will be secured. In other words, it will be secured with a password, and that password will change most likely every time we change maps, or if we, for whatever reason, for security reasons or whatever, need to change the password, we will obviously do that. But it will be a mature, family-friendly atmosphere. So if you are looking for something to, like GTA 5, to drive tractors and crash into ponds and trees and that kind of stuff, please go look elsewhere. We will not be tolerating that kind of behavior. But if you are interested in serious multiplayer farm sim fun, then I believe that this farm sim multiplayer server will be of interest to you, and I look forward to you joining us on that multiplayer server, as I can't figure out what gear I'm in. Remember, the fences, the hedges, do have collision for bells, bells only. Anything else will pass through in this version of Coldborough Park Farm. Missing a few little spots here and there, but I don't think anything to be too concerned about. You know, it'll all go into the soil, and, well, maybe not in the game, but, you know, in real life it would just kind of rot away and go back into the soil for fertilization purposes. That would be something interesting for the soil mod folks, for the seasons mod folks, if they could sort of figure out how to get, you know, the little bits and pieces of grass and straw and stuff left here and there, if they could, you know, get that to sort of go back into the ground, back into the soil, food for the worms and the beetles and stuff like that. If they could figure out how that could happen, maybe between winter and spring or something, that any little bits, any remnants that are laying here or there or whatever could just kind of go back and disappear. They might not actually provide any sort of benefit as far as fertilization goes, but just more or less disappear. So, you know, out of sight, out of mind. All right, we'll go ahead and do this last pick up there, and so as not to grab some of those rocks into our hay. I don't want to have to have the dental bills to get our animals' teeth fixed. There was an update to, speaking of drive control, there was an update to the drive control mod, and a new feature added that is, forget what it's called. I looked at the configuration file to kind of see if it was a new feature, or if it was actually just something that wasn't behaving correctly. But it's like a crawling feature where your tractor, when you accelerate, it starts moving very, very slow for a few seconds, even though you've got the pedal to the metal, so to speak. And you can turn that on or turn that off, but I guess it's a little more realistic as far as acceleration in something like this. All right, we'll get this last little piece here. and of course this will just be used the next time that we do some round baling. And what I will do is I will just park this up right here, and that way we don't have to run all over the place as we change out equipment. And what I will do is I will do the wrapping and the bell retrieval and all that stuff off camera, and the next time that we come back together for an episode, we most likely will be chopping corn for chaff for the biogas facility, because they need that material and they need it pretty bad from what I understand. So that will be a good thing for us. Alright, so we'll just ease into this here. Let's pick up or down. It was down. And off we go. You know, the BGA doesn't pay as much as it used to in years past, but you know, they're still offering a pretty good return on our work, and of course they will also benefit from some increased liquid manure as well, so that will help us out as well. You know, the manure, somebody had asked a question in one of the forums. I believe it was in the Giants forum. I sometimes go over there and look and see what's going on and try to stay in tune with the news that's happening in the farm sim community, and obviously that's usually a good place to get information. It can sometimes become a little bit wild over there. They've been having some struggles with some folks getting banned for well, maybe no apparent reason, but anyway, I did go over there, and somebody asked a question about profitability for pigs. They really didn't understand if there was even a need to do pigs because they weren't very profitable. And sort of my opinion is this, is that, you know, obviously your cash animal crop, if you will, is obviously the sheep. That's your number one return on investment. So whatever it costs to purchase your sheep in the beginnings, and obviously the effort and the time and everything to raise them and feed them and everything, is obviously gonna your investment's gonna be returned greatly in the sale of the wool. With pigs, and I would say number two, obviously ranked number two would obviously be your cows, because that's just you're gonna get dairy. Let me just grab a screenshot here. And obviously a close second to that will obviously be your dairy cows, because you will be able to sell milk from them. And of course the dairy cattle also produces liquid manure and solid manure. With pigs, again, not a lot of return on investment. I think that the profit margin is actually quite low, if there's any at all, especially after you factor in your effort in labor and such, of either you know, just generally tending to them, and or obviously if you're growing their food. But the thing, especially if you are farming, and I think most everybody does still farm and grow the various crops that are required to sustain your pigs, the investment or the benefit from that, I think, is still sound. It's still worth having pigs on your farm, because obviously they produce liquid manure and solid manure. So with the sheep not producing either of those two elements, liquid or solid, obviously the benefit is clearly in the wool. And of course, I suppose, you know, selling, if you wanted to sell sheep after they have been born and raised. You could do that, but obviously here on this farm, we're basically planning on keeping every sheep that we can produce, and obviously reaping the benefits of that wool, and then obviously with the milk and the manure and stuff, because that will save us money on fertilizer costs, and because it's essentially free. I mean, the liquid manure is relatively easy to transport. It's a little bit easier to apply. At least that's my opinion, and I think I enjoy spraying liquid manure more than I enjoy spreading solid manure. But we'll probably do a little bit of both on this map, and yeah. So I guess that will be one thing that, if we're talking about law folds, that we won't really have access to is liquid manure, because at the present time we don't have pigs and we don't have cows. But I don't know, maybe maybe we'll change our minds. Maybe we'll just see how that goes. If we can get a good deal for some cows and some pigs, then maybe we will do that at some point in time. Well, all right, I've let this episode run a little bit longer than normal, just because I wanted to remind you all about the multiplayer server, and just wanted to go ahead and get at least some of this field here belled, square bells. So as I said, I will collect these off camera and get the bells stacked nice and neat in the barn, or at least as nice and neat as I can do that, since I have two left hands and basically all thumbs, and none of them are green. I will do that. So the next time that we come together, I believe that we are going to go and start chopping corn for chaff purposes for the BGA. So thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please check in with me if you're interested in the multiplayer server. Again, just be a subscriber of this channel, and then go over to the 3 Dudes Gaming Network and register for a free forum account, and then find the forum post that I posted on the 31st of January down in my section. It's at the bottom, and just reply to that thread and let me know you're interested. We've got about 4 or 5 folks already that are interested, and so looking forward to having some multiplayer fun with all of you guys on the Grizzly Bear Sims multiplayer server. And I think I told you already that it's going to be Stevie's Pine Cove Farm. And after we sort of get bored with that, then we will collectively, as a group, for those that are frequently participating on the server, decide what map that we're going to play next. And it will be up to you guys, because really this multiplayer server is for all of you. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. I will talk to you tomorrow with an episode of Law Folds, and hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.